Hey all, I'm Nina Roberti. I'm an animal communicator, energy healer, Reiki master, and intuitive. This is Bailey, my counterpart, who I'm very, very grateful for. He assists me in walking this path, and he is highly intuitive. He assists me in clearing energies and just staying very present in the moment. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Bach flower essences. I am sure that you've heard a lot because you've probably heard of like Rescue Remedy, which does, it is for a natural stress relief for the animals. There is so much that goes on with the resonance and frequencies and vibrations of humans and animals that Bach flower essences are amazing because it comes from the essence of the flower. So who was Bach and what are Bach flower essences? Bach, it was Edward Bach, and he was born in the late 1800s. And he kind of studied along homeopathy and was heavily influenced by that. But he also believed in that, that all of our ailments or physical ailments initially start in the mental and emotional field. And the flower essences are able to kind of restore and bring back to harmony ourselves so that it is not manifested in the physical realm. So what he used to do was, there were two different methods that he did for the flower essences. And he was a British physician. So he would take all of the flowers, the trees, the bushes or the plants, everything came out of nature, and would collect them around at 9 a.m. And then at noon in the summertime, he would do the sun method. And in the summertime, he would put all the flowers into a clear white glass bowl with natural spring water. And they would basically just sit in the sun from 2 to 3. And then he would collect the essence out of the water, the flowers that would go into the water, and then he would make tinctures out of that. And in the winter times, or when the sun was not at the highest, he would use the boiling method, which was to boil the water and use the essences of the flowers that way. So this basically is what Bach flower essence is, the methods as to what he uses. So it is all natural. It is due to the vibration, frequency, the resonance that it does with humans and animals, as we vibrate at a certain frequency level. And once we, there is an imbalance in our system, that which is like dis-ease in the body, if we do not address that in the mental and spiritual or emotional field, then it will manifest as an ailment into the physical realm. So I wanted to discuss a few different methods, a few different tinctures that I do, as the animal essences have been coming up in quite a few of my sessions with humans and animals. We are all sentient beings, so that it all vibrates and works at the same level. So there's a few, I've got some notes if you're wondering why I'm looking down, because I want to make sure that I get everything that I would like to discuss on this video. I may break this up into two parts. I just wanted to bring about the ones that are coming up more frequently in various sessions. So if your animal, and I know that Bailey does, if your animal gets petrified or scared of thunderstorms, or of course like in the summertime there's fireworks, even New Year's there were fireworks. There's a few different remedies that you can use. One is basically that I always use, and I'm going to show you a few of these remedies so you know what to look for. And this one is aspen. So that, I don't know if you can see that, but that is aspen. That is basically fear of the unknown. And then I also do this with mimulus, and that is fear basically of the known. Both of these restore calmness, and it brings about courage. So if you have thunderstorms or fireworks, things like that, a combination of aspen and mimulus are good for fear of basically the unknown, because even though you know about thunderstorms, I know as for animals, they don't know where it's coming from, so they're not sure what that's coming from. There is also, if they are frightened to travel in vehicles or airplanes, which is a big one because I know that we bring a lot of our animals, they travel with us on airplanes. If they're possibly scared of vacuum cleaners, having their nails clipped, you know, they're being groomed or pet visits, the aspen will restore calm and normal breathing, and it will reduce the muscle tension. And these are really, really good for that. You know, if you're traveling in an airplane and if it's really extremely, they are extreme fearful, rock rose is a good one for that. Because that is for the extreme fear and panic, and it restores the courage, bravery, and calmness. Aspen is also good for like if horses, if you have them that they refuse to go forward or to pass things, or they don't want to be loaded in their boxes or trailers. Aspen and mimulus is a good one for them. There's also, let's say if I know in dog breeds that have really long spines, like Basset Hounds, Dachshunds, they experience a lot of back issues. So beech, B-E-E-C-H, is really good for flexibility, and it has been very effective for spinal disc prolapse or paralysis. For horses, if you have horses, if they object to being touched, saddled, groomed, or mounted by any other rider than the normal rider or the owner, beech is a good flower essence for that. Later in this video, I will tell you different ways to apply or to use the flower essences for your animals, whether that is cats, horses, animals, or even for yourself. Because I take flower essences every day, well, actually a few times a day, and I administer them to Bailey depending upon what's going on in our life at the moment. So let's say if you have, there's many animals that have possibly skin conditions. They may be very itchy, allergies, some may lick frantically, the loss of hair, they may drink lots of water. There's many, many other reasons, but crabapple is a really good one for this, as it restores the cleanliness and dignity. And then you can do a combination with the rescue remedy, because that also calms their nervous system. A rescue remedy is one that actually is a good, I put that in a lot of the tinctures, because basically the animal or the human will receive what it is that they need from the various drops from these flower essences. Let's say if you have rescued an animal that's been in the kennel for a long time, or you know people that work at the shelters. For animals that have been in kennels for a long time, gross is really good. It restores their vitality, endurance, and perseverance. And there's one last one that I'm going to talk about for today. Let's say if your animal is very destructive, there's an uncontrollable behavior, maybe there's biting, a fight or flight reaction, you know, possibly if they destroy the furniture or carpet, or if a horse bucks, kicks, bites, or just bolts. These are animals that are in extreme distress, cause your owner to maybe be afraid of them. Then cherry plum is a really good one for them. It restores calmness and content within them. And so the various ways that you can do it, my favorite way to do it is that I get a glass spray bottle, which is brown or blue, and this way the sun or anything does not really influence the integrity of it. And I get distilled water, and I usually boil it. I go through you can do natural spring water, but I usually use like distilled water and boil it, or just so that it's a whole process so that it's very pure and clean water. And then you can put like 3 drops of each tincture in it, and then I shake it up 25 to 50 times to make sure that it integrates within itself. And then if you use a spray bottle for the animals, you can just spray it like in their field. So with Bailey, I would just spray it all in his field. So that way it is in his field. You don't need to spray it directly on him or in their face, because they'll probably run away and you will not get them to use that. So that's a really good one. I know when thunderstorms are coming, I a lot of times will spray it in his field, so that way, and it is amazing the shift in energy that you see. You can also take like the dropper and just put a drop, you know, possibly in their mouth. Do not get the, don't put the tip of the dropper into their mouth so that saliva gets on it, because then you can get bacteria, and that kind of could destroy the integrity of the tincture. But that is a great way, because that is pretty much instantaneous, that you will all of a sudden see the shift. And also you can put like a drop on their head, and that basically absorbs into their skin. There is a good way I know that I do with flower essences, but I do dilute them, especially with animals that have paws like cats or dogs. I put them on their paw pads and dilute it, and so that is absorbed into the skin, just as we absorb things through our feet. You know, just like as we ground and we put our bare feet into nature, or however that is, in the sand or in the water, we are absorbed into that. So these are just a few various Bach flower essences that I use. I use Bach. He's got 32 different remedies, and that system is complete, so it's a lot less. There's other different things. There's a Flower Essence Society, and I know there's some in California that have 72 essences, but I really like the Bach flower essences. I believe that these are stand in high integrity, and the difference in the shift that I have seen in myself and humans and the animals is absolutely phenomenal. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on social media, on Facebook or Instagram, which is Nina Roberti. My website is ninaroberti.com, and you can leave a link. You can leave a comment in the section below. I will have all the information in this video, and have a great day. Get into nature if you're able to, as I know it's very cold and windy here, and I know some friends it's about -2, but just get into nature if you can, or just stay grounded, love on your animals, and have a wonderful day. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.